all this fuss about networking and how does it even help to get you a part-time job? Exactly what I'm going to talk about in this video, and my experience as a part-timer currently who's working at a few cinemas. And before I start, I really want to say that as a student who struggled initially to get a part-time over here, I know how difficult it gets. I know how overwhelming it is. And you're just getting rejected like just anything. And I know how discouraging it is because I honestly used to do applications every day, and just receiving automated rejections was just too much for me. So for me, the first part-time that I ever did over here in Manchester was a part-time in hospitality restaurant plus bar. So over there I worked as a server plus was training for a bartender, which I was not really interested in doing, but that was my first part-time job. It was through a referral, which really worked out for me. So I knew someone from here in Manchester, like it was my mother's friend's friend contact, and started finding part-time jobs on Indeed, which he recommended to me. I was literally struggling to find a part-time, and this is because I was just applying like everywhere with the same CV. So back to my story. My friend told me that there is this opening in a friend's place, which I talked about, Revolution. You just have to take the name of the person that they told me they knew and give the interview, and if they like you, they're gonna take you. I was like, you know what, for the experience I'll get this, and while I am doing this part-time, I'll try to find some other, part-time. So okay, I went for the walking interview, lost the hope, forgot about it, and it's been 1.5 weeks now, and I randomly get a call from some lady saying that, oh, there is an induction tomorrow, you've been invited. And I was like, what for? Like, what are you saying? I thought it was a scam call. Okay, I was like, where are you calling from? And it was that place where I had interviewed. So I was so happy at that moment. To be honest, I realized the importance of referrals. That very moment I realized that it was the referral. This part-time I did for 3 months. So a major lesson from this whole story is that if you know someone who's working a part-time over here, I would not say that don't hang on them and be like, oh, get me a part-time. Like, you do your own hustle too. If they have something, I'm sure they will get back to you and help you out in some other way. But referrals over here work like magic. If a random stranger tells me right now to give them a referral to where I work, I know it's not possible. Just make friends, make sure that they are good connections, and you know what to do. Firstly, I stopped randomly applying everywhere. I started applying through websites, started tailoring my CV somewhat, and this is around I think November end, where I worked for 2 months, and I was like, oh my god, now I cannot work here anymore. So I started tailoring my CV, started applying everywhere. And one fine day, again, this is my friend who invited me for his birthday, who stays over here, and I went for it. So his friends who have been working over here in part-time or now have a full-time were also present. So I started networking with them, started asking them like, where have you worked? How did you get the part-time? What all places are there which you would recommend me to apply in? And there's this friend of his who told me, who was too nice firstly to, help out. But she told me that, you know what, I worked in entertainment part-time jobs, and she told me that it's a good thing. If you apply, you just have to like sit and then you just monitor and all. She just gave me few names, and she was like, just apart from the names, just go on like Google and just search entertainment places in Manchester, or gaming places in Manchester. And I was like, oh wait, I never did this before. She gave me that hint. Few of them I applied through the website, few of them I applied through Indeed. And this part-time that I'm working right now, what I did is I went on the website. I couldn't find any career service, so I was just like, I'm gonna email them. So I took the email, contact us email. I emailed them that I am looking for a part-time opportunity, and would be glad if there's any, let me know, in a very formal language. Obviously attach my CV, And what I did was, I didn't realize, but I accidentally emailed the whole area manager, okay? Got back to me saying that I'm gonna forward your CV to the place you're talking about, and then if they get back to you, you'll know. And I was like, that's great, thank you so much. That happened. And while this was going on, I was side by side particularly aiming for retail stores, because my friend was like, if you get a retail store job over here, it's gonna be sorted for you, okay? There are like tests for like retail stores over here, like retail food stores. Like if you look at Asda, if you want to work at Aldi, Tesco, Lidl, these have tests before you pass for the interview round, okay? Like out in the first round itself, imagine for a part-time you're giving a test, like, and that's also like personality based. So I don't know if there was something wrong with my personality or what in the start, but then I was just getting rejected in the first round, and I was like, I don't know what's wrong, okay? So one fine day, I'm sitting after the lecture in the uni, and I'm applying to ASDA. I am very attentively giving the test. I'm like, this test I have to pass. So unexpectedly, I got a call from ASDA saying that I have been invited for an interview. That if you've gotten a call from ASDA for an interview, this means that you've been selected, because passing the test itself is the biggest thing in ASDA and all the supermarket stores. What was going on? It was like a group interview, and it was not like literally asking us about our skill set or something, but just getting to know us and then making us do some task, asking us where we would like to work, and just that, to be fair. And I tried interacting very open while communicating, so that there was no possibility of them rejecting me after this. And the next day I got to know that, oh, I am in and I'm working from the next week, and which happened in December, because they were looking for seasonal part-timers. Again, that's the catch over here. It was 45 to 50 minutes away from me, but I was like, it's Asda, this offer, go. So I said like, yes, I'll do it. And I have worked for Asda for 3 weeks, and I'm telling you, it was one of the best experiences that I've had. The third part-time that I've worked in Manchester, which I am currently working for, is a cinema. And I'm not going to reveal much about it, because it is against the policies of the company to be revealing so much about them, so I'm avoiding that. But I'm just gonna tell you how exactly I got this, right? So the manager for that place got back to me the very next day, and they said that, oh, I am conducting interviews tomorrow, which is Friday, and these are the timings. If you would like to join, just let me know. And you know what, let me tell you this, both my interviews, Asda and this, were on the same day, like 1 hour gap. I gave the interview, and I really tried to show that I have experience, since I was still working in the other place that I was working from October. And what I did was, I followed up and I went like, I am very excited for working in this place. In an hour of me sending that email, she replied back to me saying that, congratulations, you have been offered to work at this place. I'm telling you, I was in tears. Referrals work like miracle, not even kidding. The second being like, Indeed is not enough. I realized that when I was solely relying on Indeed or any other websites, to be fair, like the third party websites, it was just me waiting to, like just get automated rejection. So 3 things that really worked out for me was through Indeed, when I started tailoring my CV. The second thing that really worked out for me was referral. And the third was going to the website and finding the career us and applying over there, or finding the contact us email and cold emailing them. I know people saying that just go out with printouts of your CV and distribute it everywhere you feel that they might be hiring. I did that too. It didn't work out for me. It did work out for some of my friends in UK overall, and in Manchester too, where they told me that they just walked in a place with their CV or without it and asked for a part-time job and they got it. So that's really like impressive. Also, one last thing that I would like to mention, that there is a lot of seasonal work that goes on. So even if you don't find like a permanent thing, try to catch on the seasonal ones, because I know two of my friends who started as seasonal workers and then got converted into permanent ones by just, being the best at doing what they're doing. It will be one day where you'll be working at a very good place, and it's gonna be all worth it. So I would say, please don't lose hope that you have. Keep working for it, keep trying. So when I worked in Asda, my pay was 12 point something something. I'll just insert that over here. When I worked for the first part time, it was the basic pay that we had, that is 11.44. And when I'm working right now also, it's the basic pay that we have. So it really depends. If you get in a supermarket, it's 12 and above. But if you just get in some other hospitality or entertainment, it's usually the basic pay that they give you. Or never got to work 20 hours per week unless I am trying to take someone's shift. So I had in two of my part-times was that every Tuesday there's a rota that comes out for the next week, where you get to know that, okay, this is the day you'll be working, and this according to the availability that you've given. Get like 2 shifts per week, which is like 7 hours or 8 hours. So I never till date have never really got 20 hours from the manager. In December, I did work for 32 or 36 hours. You're allowed to work for 40 hours per week. Just cross check it with the university and guidelines and email them about it. So that's it for today. I have covered many aspects of the part-time job that I am doing, plus my journey, and ideally the ways I used to get a part-time. Thing else that I've not covered, or if you feel like asking me, you can just drop the comments in the comment section below. And I think that's it. And yes, if you like it, do subscribe and like the video. And I am glad if this helps any of you to get a part-time. See ya.